we live yet? Hey, Henry McClure live. Good morning. How are you? The Glass Houses studio has more glass than the last studio. Which, by the way, I've rented my office already. Man, that is great. Good people. Here, let me change this around. I've got some guests coming in later today. Surprise guests for all of you. So, this will be a first. Mayor Mike Padilla actually inspired me. I hate to say it with his double talk, but because his comments after the Riverfront were the most mayoral I've ever seen that guy, ever. So, what I'm telling you, we can't run down the ideas of the Riverfront. Oh man, my phone's ringing. You guys are just going to have to hang on for a minute. Henry McClure live. Sorry about that. Craig call. Telemarketer. We can't not do the Riverfront because Tuttle Dam might break. We can't not do the Riverfront because there's an endangered species in the sandbar. We can't not do the Riverfront because here's 20 riverfronts that failed. But we can't do the Riverfront with government tax dollars. So what we really need to do is create the opportunity. So we take the land that we want. Do they have a riverfront district? Have they actually earmarked what properties are supposed to be in this? I don't know. I need to know this now. You know, I've been so selfish in my days just because, well, sometimes I don't know something because I can't make any money on it. But also, too, that's the key to a real estate deal. We shouldn't be doing deals if we can't make any money on it. And I'm going to go to the AT&T building because I'm getting mad. Because I can't get the city or go to Topeka to tell me who actually owns it. And you can look at the Secretary of State and you can see where they mail their, but it doesn't list the actual members of the LLC. In fact, and if it does, I'm really missing something. But I don't want to talk crap about a deal and or, about a guy until I really actually know who owns the property. All right, look at that. Yeah, we can just have a little microphone there working. I'm sorry, I was checking it out. This is a test run for this morning. Make sure we've got all the stuff going. You get some VIPs. This maiden run, I got a new camera. No, not really a maiden run. But what we need to do, right now, we got the cart before the horse. That guy that looked like Colonel Sanders last night, next to Greg Schwert, I don't know, is his name Forster? But he's talking about, we may be back for some more money. Like, he's just, he thinks he's just automatically going to get money. But that's the way America's got to quit thinking. America all over, every grant, there is no free money. Somebody had to fork it up. But what we do need to do is over our time, we've given huge tax breaks to foundations. And people get income tax breaks for donating to foundations. And those are the people we're going to have to tap into. I did like what CVA said last night as far as, hey, where's the Bimbo Bakery? Where's Home Depot? Where's Walmart? Where are all that? We gave them corporate welfare. So why don't we, give jobs to the working poor? So why aren't they ponying up? But are we asking them? Are we asking them appropriately? But also at the end of the day, what's in it for them? So, Walmart could sell kayaks maybe down there. And what we really, maybe the key to the homeless issue is to give them all a kayak, and then they go down the Caw and then move into Lawrence. Okay. The homeless issue is a huge issue. And I was looking at some aerials of the Riverfront. There seem to be homeless encampments everywhere. So, that's an issue that's going to have to be dealt with appropriately and not with free kayaks. But we've got to get the public involved. If the city's got all these properties down there, and we've got to determine if we really want it. I will tell you, though, the Riverfront meeting they had at the Great Overland Station, that was actually the most modern. You could vote while you were in the meeting on what you liked and didn't like. And that's what we need to do. We need to start doing that with our road projects. We need to engage our public. Too much stuff is just being decided at the Greater Topeka Partnership, and but some of it's our own fault for not getting involved. I didn't expect that 3 guys would all be inspired by my shows and then run against me for mayor. I can't wait till after the primaries if I move on. Then, hey, James, we can start doing the black and white show again. Maybe it will be you and me in the finals. Who knows? But we've got to, it's about creating opportunities and creating the, and maybe this would be the best way for Brett Kell to learn how to do a TIF district, a CID district, or CID, and RHID. And so you create a uniform development agreement which creates a uniform opportunity, which as long as we follow state law, the city doesn't get involved with it. Because, so we attract the private money by having a deal already done to where you don't have to go through all the brain damage of dealing with our city and county governments and planning and all this. It's already, hey, here's the agreement, you bring the money, sign the deal, and you're in. We got to do things differently. It's not, think about it. Everything that's getting decided through Go Topeka is in a private setting. And the public can't walk in and talk about it. So, and that was the whole thing about last night I saw. Well, look, it was in the Heartland Visioning Plan, and it was part of the Greater Topeka Partnership. It's, a Horizon 2024. Well, the public didn't agree on all that. It's, we have a plan that's in the city planning that goes into 3-mile radius. It's like the 80-20. Well, you can only develop 20% of it, and you got to leave 80 vacant. No, that's a guideline. It's not the law. So, Mike Padilla, you did a good job last night. You had a real rational reason, and made me think about it. You made me think like a mayor, maybe for the first time. You don't get into government. You can't get into government to make money from government. But if we had less regulations and standardized deals and where everybody gets equal opportunity as a citizen, then I would qualify. But you can't give one guy $9.5 million a year on what I say is going to be a failed project. And you also, you can't not tell me or anybody, the voters, well, who's actually behind that LLC? And why are we doing it? And then on the other hand, you can't give a guy over here, well, you know something, we're just not going to collect the taxes or sue him for the specials because is it just these two guys? And let me tell you something, I know, and I've done deals with a lot bigger guys than those guys. They ain't the only fish in the sea, baby. You're treating them like that endangered thing down in the sandbar. But it's because everybody, you know, they grew up through the chamber and go to Topeka and they get placed in all these government organizations. They're employees over here, they're employees in the city, in the county. The people that grew up sucking the tax dollars. So, you know, we're going to have to have a huge change. If you follow Elon Musk on X, you'll see now he's using his platform to go after Congress. Because if they don't make these changes, these egregious waste, fraud, and abuse, and hey, wake up and smell the coffee. This same stuff's going on here in Topeka. It's going to outlive it. That's the only way to do it. The best thing I can tell you is to follow Dr. Gundry. Oh, man. All right. If you got a question, give me a holler. You know, the Glass House's studio, right across from Raintree, you can stop in and talk to me. Let's make deals. You know one thing about life? Sometimes there's solace in knowing that there's certain people you never have to pick up the phone and talk to them again. Think about that. I'm live. Henry McClure. Glass House Studio.